As an autocross instructor, I really enjoy showing novices that their 15, 30, or even 40-year-old Mustangs can be competitive. A big part of that is having them ride along with me as I show them the fundamentals. Let's take a look at a run in my 2000 GT in real time, then I'll break down the elements on the course and how I'm attacking them. At the starting line, I'm only thinking about two things. My first big input is the second cone in the slalom that follows the sweeper in front of me, and the sweeper is just a highway on-ramp. I'm using it to get up to the speed at which I want to enter the slalom. Now that I can see my first big input all the way on the right side, I can attack that cone, accelerate hard at it, then give my brake pedal a quick kick to settle the nose of the car, then get right back on the throttle where I was, no faster, no slower. This is a split-second slowdown to shift weight onto the front wheels to help the car turn. I've started to accelerate before the last cone in the slalom because I know this lane change is a fast element. There are a ton of cones in front of me, but only two actually matter. The last cone on the left in section 1 and the last cone on the right in section 2. If I can backside those cones, I can get through this element quickly without hitting anything. The second I'm through the lane change, I'm thinking about the approaching sweeper and what comes after it. So I glance across the course at my next big input, a short left-right slalom. How I exit the sweeper is determined by how I enter. I want to exit tight to the left, so I'm going to enter wide to the right. I'll do all my braking in a straight line before I begin turning. After starting my turn, I'll use a little throttle to help me keep that turn tight. If I'm not on this cone, I won't be positioned well for the slalom. I want a smooth transition from the sweeper to the slalom that allows me to get on the throttle early and not have to turn the wheel any more than necessary. Here, I'm in a great position to attack the next few elements. Because I did my course walks and because I'm looking ahead, I know that after the slalom is a Chicago box, then two cones with a wide offset that are spread out far enough to be fast. So all I'm worried about is getting my big, heavy car into and out of that Chicago box. I'm going to accelerate through this slalom, but I'm acutely aware that I want to be slow in, fast out of the Chicago box. Slow in means braking before I enter the element. You can see the center cone is out wider than the entry and exit cones. The entrance is the same spacing as the exit. If I can backside the center cone, I'll remove any chance of hitting the exit cone and I can get on the throttle earlier, which means fast out. Now I'm building speed into the wide offset left-right element that follows. But I better be looking ahead, because the trickiest element on the course is coming up in a hurry. Autocross course designers love to do two things: get you going really fast into an element that's really slow, and create elements that look slow but are actually fast. The chute ahead of me is a perfect example of both. From here, it looks like a mess of cones and a tight right turn, but if my angle of attack is correct, it's not a very big steering input and I don't have to use my brakes. If I front side the first cone on the right, I can just about go straight through this chute. The reward for remembering my course walks and choosing the right line is a good chunk of time off my run. But remember, the next element is slow. I get my braking done in a straight line and set my speed for the slalom. I'll glance to the left to spot the finish, knowing I'll have to deal with another sweeper in order to get there. Just like the sweeper at the top of the course, you want to enter wide to exit tight. I'm aiming at the wall on my right, not the cone and pointer on my left. I'm braking in a straight line and getting ready to feed a little throttle before the middle of the corner to get the car to turn tighter. Being on this cone on the left side means I can add throttle into the finish. If I'm too far off this cone, I'll put 2 wheels on the grass and DNF. As I unwind my steering input, I'm rolling on the throttle until I'm hard on the gas through the finish. I know it seems like a lot and it's easy to get overwhelmed, but watch the run in real time again and try to pick up the important cones as they come at you. The more you do it, the sooner it will become second nature. I hope you enjoyed this ride along and that it inspires you to get your car to an autocross near you soon.